Hi, I'm Chris, and this happy little guy is Teddy, and together we are Our Time to RV. A few years ago, we downsized from a 3-slide, 35-foot fifth wheel to a 20-foot slide-in truck camper, and now have the flexibility to travel any place our 2016 Dodge Ram 3500 dually can take us. We love the outdoors and tend to gravitate to the state parks, national parks, Corps of Engineer locations, and boondocking sites, but do occasionally visit the private parks. We hope you enjoy the content. If so, please like and subscribe to our channel, then leave a comment telling us what you think. Thanks for watching.
Teddy and I moved from our location at Goosenecks State Park to Valley of the Gods, which is only about 10 miles away from each other. Well, at least where we're boondocked at, but it's a very, very close and short distance. And this has some absolutely incredible views and sights. Not much in the way of hiking, though. All you can do is really walk the main road, and it gets quite dusty, particularly with the traffic that goes by. We're fortunate enough, we've got a big site. We're quite a ways away from the road, relatively speaking. Here we are here. Just got here. Haven't even unpacked anything, and there's Teddy already sniffing and finding something to play with. Yeah, that's my boy. I think Teddy's be happy to be here. It was only a 20-minute drive, even with as slow as we had to go. He is ready to roll. This is about as good as it gets here. We've got some comfortable temperatures, little bit of a haze over us, just enough to knock the heat down a little bit. Not that it's real hot anyways, but it's going to get up into the mid-80s today. Just a gentle breeze right now. Although later this week and later today, actually, winds are going to kick up again. 10 to 20 today, but increasing a little bit over the course of the week. I think the temperature is going to go down a little bit and got a little bit more clouds, so we're going to enjoy today as much as possible. Actually, we'll just enjoy the entire time, to be honest with you. It's our first morning here at Valley of the Gods. And yesterday afternoon, somebody came in and just squatted right next to us. Never said hi, never waved, never said, hey, is it okay? Nothing. Boy, is it peaceful out here. Not much places to walk here, so we're just going to hike up the road here a little bit before the traffic starts. When it does, it's going to be difficult with them kicking up dust. Love all the rock formations, the colors of rock. The color comes out quite a bit when the sun illuminates it as well too. It's just gorgeous here. We've walked up around the bend from where we are to a new area. I'm going to say we're 1.25 miles or so past where our campsite is by now. And just hiked around this little formation here, and it's starting to open up. This is a 17-mile loop, Valley of the Gods Road, and we can see people driving on the far side of the loop way off in a distance from where we are. Not here because we're behind the rocks, but so we're pretty close to being back. Just up on a little bit of elevation here. And that's us down there. You can see the views that we have. Everything's wide open. Here we go. We just finished our first walk. Not very far. A little less than 1.25 miles. One way. So I'm making meatloaf in the solar oven this morning, and it just came out, and I thought I'd show it to you. Solar oven cooks a little different than a conventional oven because it doesn't have the air movement. So you don't necessarily get as much browning on the top. But this is it. I know it's tasty. Teddy and I found this narrow ledge with a small path at the end leading down into the low-lying areas, providing us an opportunity to get down there and do some exploring. We got up a little later this morning, and already there's a little bit of traffic going up and down the road. So we've elected to head out this ledge here and find the path down into this low-lying area and do a little bit of exploring down here. Hey, Teddy. Good boy, buddy. Come on, puppy. We're checking out this low-lying area here just for something to do this morning. It's going to be overcast. There we are up on the hill. This little wash we found, unlike the surrounding areas, which is extremely soft, just walking on it, you sink down in. Not far, but it's definitely very soft soil. This wash here is solid rock. We found another wash to explore and hike. So this is where we're heading here for a little bit. So it's just starting to come up over the horizon. Start lighting things up here. I'm calling for a somewhat overcast day today. In one direction there's a lot of clouds. The other direction there's not very many, so we'll see what we get. Probably a combination. Just following the water line now. There's a distinct white trail over here. Check out what it is and what it's from. I'm sure it's just minerals of some sort. Interesting. Obviously this gets more water because vegetation here is much thicker. I don't know if that's just exposing the calcium layer or what it is. Pretty obvious that we're not going to cross this thing, at least not here, so we're going to head in other directions and see what we can find here. Didn't think of it till the walk back, but this is probably limestone. That's what I'm guessing now. There we go. We're almost back at the camper now. Teddy led most of the way back. He did a great job. Wasn't paying much attention, just following him. And then all of a sudden, I looked down every once in a while and I'd see one of my footsteps from 45 minutes earlier. So, yeah, he did great, man. This internal GPS is either that or his nose, one or the other or both. And usually spot on. The view here never gets old. We'll definitely miss this. Other than the fact that there's not much we can do in the way of hiking. That's it, but it's gorgeous. That area is straight in front of us. Right in the middle of what appears to be that ledge is the Moki Dugway. You see a little bit of flash on the horizon there. Just every once in a while, you can see vehicles. That's a set of switchbacks that literally goes up the side of that road there. Nothing over 10,000 pounds, no RVs, no trucks are supposed to use that. Teddy and I are out again this morning. It's our last full day here in Mexican Hat at Valley of the Gods. And it's a bit overcast today. In fact, there's a little bit of a spit, very, very light spit of rain. But nothing to be concerned about. Particularly, we're out exploring washes. I checked the weather map. There's no rain anywhere on the map in the surrounding area, so I'm not really too worried about flash flooding of any kind. But, yeah, we're just exploring some other areas here. With the sun just cresting the horizon and the clouds in the background up here. I like the contrast of the colors. Much of the wash above us, which is behind us, is The floor of the wash is solid rock in a lot of the places, and this area here is obviously where all the dirt that was washed away from that rock has been deposited, and it's just it's not silty by any means, but it's definitely soft soil, dust, and gravel. And it looks like it's going to change back to a little bit of a rocky area, but this looks like these are chunks of rock that have been deposited here. Upstream is just flat rock. Well, I think Teddy and I are going to turn back. We've been out hiking this, exploring this for nearly half an hour. And combined with the skies, even though the weather map doesn't show anything on the map at all for miles. Yeah, we're going to use a little discretion. If there was a destination down here, that'd be a different story, but it's good to get out. Beautiful. We'll miss this place. Turned around on the way back and just to check the weather and find a little bit of a rainbow. Although it's not a rainbow, it's clearly obviously moisture in the air over there with a little bit of the sun. Interesting. It's Teddy and mine's last day here at Valley of the Gods. This is in Mexican Hat, Utah. And it's just an incredible place. A great view. We had a nice campsite, but it was big enough that on a number of nights, people kind of squatted right next to us. But a woman just stopped by and asked if she could paint a picture. I said, absolutely, yeah. So, but we're getting ready to leave tomorrow morning, early tomorrow. Try to get on the road early because there's going to be some stiff winds with high gusts in our destination. So we'd like to get there before it gets too bad. Then after that, we're going to be starting our trip home. So that comes with mixed emotions. This is the largest, best preserved, and most recognizable ruin of the three on the state park property. The remaining two are in other locations several miles away. Together they span times from 650 to 1400 AD. Here is the foundation of a dwelling long gone. Unfortunately, before the state and historians got involved to protect the ruins, much of what was left at the time had been taken or destroyed by visitors at that time. Of all the ruins, this particular spot is the most preserved and recognizable. As you can see, there's a whole lot of nothing out here. The state park seems to have been purchased and developed strictly to preserve the ruins. However, there are other noteworthy attractions within a relatively short driving distance. I'm just taking some time to do a quick 360 of our campsite and the surrounding campground loop that we're in. It's a nice little park and relatively easy to get into this time of the year, even on short notice. Today the winds are blowing. We left our last stop really early to get here before the winds got really bad. Now they're blowing 20 to 30 mile an hour consistently. Later today, they're going to be gusting to in excess of 50 miles per hour. It's our first morning here at Homolovi, and we're going out for our morning walk. And it's overcast. Looks like we might get a little bit of cloud or a little bit of sun a little bit later today. But last I saw, they were also predicting rain off and on all day. But at least the winds have died down. They're under 10 now. It was out of control yesterday. A lot of animals roaming around out here. Cattle. Also quite a few wild donkeys as well too. And here we have some horses running wild. And there's my herder there. Interested to go find out, see what's going on over there. There they go, moving on as Teddy runs down the road. Now this one gave me a little bit of a scare. He took off, chasing those horses. He was running around them, trying to herd them up. And they were running, he was chasing them. He was just about out of sight. Several hundred yards away in the brush. He normally doesn't run in the brush, doesn't particularly care for it on his feet. But he was interested. But he came back. But I chased him as far as I could. And a little bit out of breath. Too old for this. This area here is down below the campground. And it's the second of 3 major sites here that have archaeological value and that are trying to be preserved. Obviously this one is pretty far gone. The biggest and best is the one that we took video of yesterday, and it's out several miles out past the visitor center. The Little Colorado River is right there. As you can see, there's not much water in it. That wasn't necessarily always the case. Still, they have the fence up and it's marked strong currents and quicksand, danger, keep out. I don't know where the danger's from. Maybe at certain points in time of the year, water flows through there fairly well, but not right now. There's not much left of what's here. It's been vandalized over the years before the state and various historians got involved to try to preserve it. These go back between 650 and 1400 AD. This is probably one of the better areas within this particular location here. About the only one, well, this one up above that you can tell. A lot of this stuff here is pottery. Pretty cool. But taking any piece of it is illegal. Violators will be prosecuted. And here we are back at the camp here. A little bit more about our site here. Again, it's overcast. It's supposed to be in the upper 50s today. Rain a little bit later on. We got a little more than 3¼ miles in. As far as distance is concerned, one of our longer ones recently, given our travels and where we've been staying at and limitations and access to trails, but I'd rather be out here regardless of the distance. So this is what we have in Winslow, Arizona in the middle of April. And it's been like this all day. That's one of the windows in the camper, covered with snow. Look at this. This is crazy.